Start to notice the breath. Pay attention to the inhale and the exhale of the body. It's just happening. We're just allowing it. We're always allowing it. And again, if it's in your body or it feels right, you may want to consider just a little bit of a neck movement or neck roll, or just something to kind of release whatever it is in the shoulders and neck that you might have picked up during the day today. A little bit of gentle stretching and movement just before we settle in. Think about the shoulders, maybe pulling back or rolling forward, lifting or dropping away from the ears. Again, it's all about just checking in. So the goal of meditation is not to eliminate thoughts, because you'll never eliminate your thoughts. The goal of meditation is to have an awareness of the alignment of your physical body, your thoughts, and your emotional body, or what you're feeling in your heart. So truly, when we are aligned with our thinking and our feeling and our actions, which are what we take in our physical body, then we're in that state of flow. We're in that state of ease, that state of grace, that state of allowing. Moving with things instead of resisting things, and feeling confident and comfortable. And that's the goal. The goal is to not eliminate the thoughts, but to recognize the thoughts and to see where we're aligned, or see what we are aligned with, or what we're paying attention to. So return back to your breath. Let's start with the attention right at the breath. Inhale through the nostrils, exhale the same path. We want to follow the respiratory tract, right? We want to be paying attention to taking in the breath through the filtration system, filling the chest cavity, and then releasing all of the waste or things that are no longer necessary back out. So I just want to go back to the alignment again about what it is that we're thinking. What is it? How are we speaking to ourselves? What are we thinking? And how does that align with what are we feeling in our hearts? And how does that align with the actions that we're taking? If there's a disconnect in any of those, then it may feel off balance. It may feel out of whack. It may feel like it's not flowing, like there is resistance. So slowing down, checking in with the emotional, mental, and physical parts of our body allow us to see, without judgment, where it is that we'd like to move next, what it is that we need to shift, or what it is that we need to pay attention to differently. Take a couple moments and really just relax. So feel yourself settle into your sit bones. I want you to feel the body just settling in. So we use the word in a few times here. So you're going to settle into yourself. You're going to relax the shoulders, release the jaw, let the tongue rest on the roof of your mouth, and take a nice inhale. And then gently release that breath, and followed by another beautiful, gentle inhale. And you'll release that breath, and it will be followed by another inhale. So while you're paying attention to your inhales and continuing to soften your body on the exhale, let's talk a little bit about intentions. So intentions are something that we set internally with ourselves as a goal or a purpose or an aim towards something. So an intention is something that we wish to move in the direction of. And we set that intention, it all begins with our thoughts. So we set the intention, we set the intention by noticing in our thoughts the direction that we'd like to go in. So if there is something that you are looking to aim for, or some sort of purpose that you would like, something that you would like to achieve or move in the direction of, just allow that to kind of show up. It's an internal focus, an intention. So once you set the intention inside the internal focus or intention, then we start to draw our attention to it. So we start to notice, right? Attention is a noticing of the external. Intention is a setting of the internal goal, and attention is noticing the external. So then you start to come up with thoughts and ideas and inspirations on how to move towards that intention. What are you putting your attention towards? And how is that working towards your internal intention? So are we aligning our actions, our external attention, with the thing that we desire most right in this moment? So your intention is your internal setting, and your attention is your external setting. It starts with a thought, and then it relates to a feeling, a good feeling. We set an intention, and the intention is something that makes us feel good. And then we take the action by focusing our attention on the things that we can do to bring us closer to that which we desire. The intention followed by the attention and met with action. Take a nice deep breath, fill the body. Feel the chest cavity rise, feel the expansion. And on the exhale, just settle into your body a little bit more. So you're going to notice your thoughts. It's not about eliminating your thoughts. It's about directing your thoughts in line with your intentions. It's about directing your thoughts into where you draw your attention to. It's about directing your thoughts into the actions that you'd like to take that will move you closer to the things that are important to you. Nice deep inhale. If it wasn't important to you, it would not have occurred to you as an intention. And intentions can range anything from I intend to get a good night's sleep tonight to I intend to contribute to world peace, and everything in between. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, softly, gently release. So intentions are set with the purest of ideals in a way that's non-harming, in a way that is uplifting, in something that gives you, instills in you hope, desire, excitement. Nice deep inhale. Slow, gentle exhale. Nice deep inhale. Slow, gentle exhale. And it doesn't have to be just one intention. You can only focus on one intention at a time, but you can have intentions in many areas of your life. Sometimes they really are the same, they just appear different as you are experiencing different facets of who you are. So there can be overarching intentions and then small intentions throughout the day as you move through. We want to pay attention to our intentions. Pay attention to our breath. Pay attention to our physical body and pay attention to how we're feeling. Those are the things you have control over. You have control over your breath. You have control over your thoughts. You have control over your physical body. And you have control over how you're feeling. So I want you to imagine that you are the command center of every aspect of who you are. You're in charge of the thoughts that you have, or at least the thoughts that you attach yourself to. So you may not be in charge of some of those random, rogue, interesting thoughts that enter your head, but those same ones should be exhaled, and the thoughts that you attach to, you're in charge of. So as you take the next nice deep inhale, think about a thought that inspires you, that makes you feel excited. And on the exhale, release 5 other thoughts that might be doing something different, right? So we don't have to attach ourselves to all of our thoughts. It's an impossibility. With 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day, there's no way you're attaching to all of them. Nice deep inhale. But you can control the thoughts you attach to. That's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. Nice exhale here. So we've attached ourselves to a thought that's uplifting. Breathe that in. And on the exhale, we release all of the other thoughts because we're just focusing our attention on that one intention, on that one thought. And take a nice deep inhale. So if the thought is uplifting, then the feeling that you attach to that thought is good. And on the exhale, you release all of the other things that are not pertinent in this moment. And then you take a nice deep inhale and you fill your body with breath, which you have control over. And on the exhale, you soften your body and you allow it to feel joy, excitement, confidence, comfort. Take a nice deep inhale, fill the body with breath. And on the exhale, softly, gently release. So we have control over our breath, over the thoughts we choose to attach to, over the feelings that we have, and we validate those feelings, and over the physical tension or relaxation in the body. Those are all things that each and every one of us have control over. It's our own stuff. And we choose to sit in meditation and in awareness and in our breath so that we can notice and recognize the alignment of our thoughts and our feelings and our actions. It's like putting together the pieces of the puzzle, right? You have to step back sometimes and look at the shape and the negative space and the coloring and the patterning in order to figure out how to fit it all together. So that's what we do in meditation. We take a little step back from our life and we just become aware of the thoughts that are passing through and the feelings that are passing through and where we're taking action and where we're holding back and where we're feeling stuck. And then we move to unstuck. We make choices about the action that moves us away from feeling stuck. We make choices about the thoughts that move us away from feeling stuck. We make decisions about the emotions that free us from being stuck. Nice deep inhale. On the exhale, softly, gently release. When we release the idea that we have control over thoughts, words, and actions of others, over the weather, over how time moves, when we release all of the attachment to things that we do not have control over, it becomes very clear. It becomes very clear about who we are. We become more aware of who we are and our patterns of thinking and our patterns of action and our patterns of emotion and feeling. And once we can recognize those patterns in a kind, caring, compassionate, loving way, then we have the opportunity to shift them, to change our patterns, to shift our beliefs, to align ourselves with the things that are more current and more contemporary with who we are now, instead of holding on to things from who we were then. Take that deep breath in. Soften and relax on the exhale. Take another deep breath in. Soften and relax on the exhale. So sometimes when we're stuck or we feel stuck, it's based on an old story. It's based on history, right? There's a pattern of thinking or belief system that was somehow or somewhere ingrained in us about who we are or who we should be or what it's supposed to look like or what we're supposed to look like or have accomplished at a certain point, right? Those are all self-imposed limitations. That is all self-talk that keeps you stuck based on something that might have occurred a very long time ago. And by a very long time ago, I mean yesterday. Right? Because yesterday is no longer, and you are not the person that you were yesterday. You've had several experiences in your life since yesterday that have changed you, that have shifted you, that have opened you up to new things, that have allowed you to see different perspectives. So every day we change. Every day we have experiences and we do not enter and leave an experience the same. We have been influenced, we have been shifted, we have been educated, we've been, we've gained insight and understanding. through every experience we have, and we have hundreds of experiences a day. So a great way to think about becoming unstuck is to recognize the pattern of thinking and where it began in a kind and loving and compassionate way. I wonder why I think like that. I wonder where that came from. Sometimes we know, sometimes we don't. But what I do know is that you have a choice to think differently. You have a choice to feel differently, and you have a choice to choose different action. And that can all be based on an intention that draws you closer to what's really important to you, that draws you closer to your purpose, it draws you closer to your goal, it draws you closer to your authentic self. Nice deep inhale. So don't overthink intentions. You could change your intention several times throughout the course of the day, depending on the situation and where you are. But do think about setting intentions that feel uplifting, that align with something that feels good in your heart, that inspires you, that lights you up, that equates to passion, that just feels like something that resonates with you. And once you set the intention in your mind and you feel the intention in your emotional body, then you will take action in your physical body to move yourself in that direction. And maybe somewhere along the way you'll recognize, have an awareness, have an epiphany, have a moment about where you might be stuck, or what that looks like, or where that came from, or what that feels like. And then you can exhale and release that stuck. You can remind yourself that you are no longer that person who had that experience that created that feeling of stuck. It's great. It's great. Awareness. It's why we find stillness, so that we can have those moments of awareness, so that we can continue on our journey, so that we continue to set intentions for ourselves, that we can continue to do things like have a good night's sleep, or contribute to world peace, and everything in between. Everything in between. Limiting beliefs come from history. Your history, your family history, the history of your social circle, wherever they come from. It's okay. It's okay that they arrived, but it's even better that you can recognize them and thank them for whatever it is that they had to offer you when you needed them, but you're not that person anymore. So you release them in a kind, loving way. Exhale. Exhale is a kind, loving release. Tears are a kind, loving release. Self-care, compassion. Long, hot shower, kind, loving releases. Right? However you have to wash it off. However you have to release it or let it go. Take a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, just soften your body. Releasing, allowing. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Take your right hand and place it over your heart. Just want you to feel that breath in your body. The left hand could actually rest on the belly or stay on the thigh, whatever, but nice big inhale into that heart center. On the exhale, let it go. a nice deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, let the breath go. Release the hands down. Let's just do palms face up in your lap. So palms face up for receptivity. For receptivity, take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, slowly, gently release the breath. So I want you to imagine that in your hands you are holding your intention. Nice deep inhale. Kindly, gently, carefully holding the intention. On the exhale, soften into it. And now I want you to take your hands, place them together, cup your hands together. Here's your intention, right? Come right up against your heart. You have the intention that you have set. And if you haven't set one yet, take a moment and set one. Use your breath. I told you it can be anything from something that's immediate to something that is, grandiose and down the road. Your intention, it doesn't matter the size. What matters is the grace of it. What matters is that you're asking for something that you need. Take a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, just really set your intention free. It'll come back to you. It'll come back to you. So you put it out into the universe. You allow it to germinate, to cultivate, to grow, to become, and it's there. And it's there, and you draw your attention to it every once in a while, and you move in the direction of it when you feel inspired to do so. You continue to feed or fuel all of those beautiful intentions that you set for yourself, that you deserve, each and every one of them. So we remind ourselves that we are worthy, and whatever it is that we put out there will come back to us. Take a nice deep inhale, fill your body with breath. Exhale, gently release into the body, softening, softening, softening. The things we can control, our breath, our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, we're just gonna let it all go. Free it, right? Everything can just soften. Just soften. So we use the breath to regulate. We use the breath to remind us. It's a great reminder. It's always there. 20,000 times a day you can be reminded by your inhale. You're like, oh yeah, oh yeah. So now the body is soft. It's returned back to its natural state. How long it stays there? To be determined. We have to have all those things, right? We have to have the tension in the body in order to relax the body. We have to have the negative self-talk in order to spin that around to the positive self-talk. We have to have the heavy feelings in our heart so we know when we feel light. It's important to have it all. It's important to feel it all, to recognize it all, and to know that you get to decide how long things need to stay and when things need to shift. You can move or become unstuck. So one more breath together, just fill it up. And maybe you sigh it out. Let it go. Let it go, let it go. I appreciate each and every one of you for showing up for yourself and for doing the work and for being present and for allowing me to lead you. It's an honor, a privilege.